So, you're planning a lesson for your students and you have to make sure they remember some very important information. At the same time, you want to equip them with skills and techniques they can use for memorizing information. So, why not teach them how to do a memory palace? A memory palace, also known as the method of Loci, is a tried and true memorization technique that dates back to the ancient Greeks. It's now used by memory athletes to memorize huge amounts of information in short amounts of time. Extensive research has proven that it significantly improves a person's capacity to remember information. Research has also shown that this method can help for remembering things in the long term, not just cramming for tests, and it's also a lot more effective than other methods of memorizing information like repetition, rote learning, and other brute force methods of trying to remember things. Not to mention, it's really fun and creative, so students typically like this method and it helps them learn. So let's use an example to explain how you might teach the method of Loci, or this memory palace technique, to students. Imagine you want students to remember and memorize the first 3 lines of Shakespeare's sonnet number 18. First, tell the students to recall a familiar place. People usually remember their homes, but you could also get them to remember a familiar part of the school building, since that's something they would all recognize. It could be like the library or a playground. Then tell them to determine their route. It could be walking towards the playground, up a climbing net, onto a platform, and down a slide. The third step then is to add information. You could take the sonnet, the poem, and convert the information you need to remember into something visual that is also distinctive. Research shows that the more distinct something is, as in like the more colors it has, the more humorous it is, or the more shocking or weird it is, the better it is for sticking to your memory. So let's go through this. For example, the first line, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" Maybe you are imagining that you're walking towards the playground and you have a photo of the person you really have a crush on, and you're comparing that photo of them to the beautiful summer's day around you. The next line is, "Thou art more lovely and more temperate." So as you're approaching the playground and you get to the climbing net, you look up and you see this person that you have a crush on the top of the playground, looking down at you, radiating with loveliness, holding a heart-shaped box. And their face is actually really red hot, and they seem to have some kind of fever because they have a thermometer in their mouth. So that could convey the word temperate. And then for "rough winds do shake the darling buds of May," you get up onto the platform, you look around and you see that on one of the posts there's a calendar tacked to it, and it has May. It's showing the month of May, and the image it has is a bunch of darling bud flowers, so like very young flowers. And then the wind picks up and blows that off of the platform. So there you have it, the poem "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May." You have a memory palace that you can use to remember those lines. Anyways, good luck. I hope that you can use a technique similar to this or find a way to teach the memory palace to your students to help them remember some important subject matter.